Hi there, I'm Elissa Nadworny, and you are listening to NPR's Book of the Day. When I read fiction, I don't really think about the author behind the characters I love. So getting to read a memoir about an author I love was such a treat. I'm talking about Sara Nović, who wrote the bestseller True Biz about a deaf boarding school. She also wrote Girl at War about a 10-year-old surviving the war in former Yugoslavia. Her latest book is a memoir called Mother Tongue, and it's all about her. She's deaf, raising kids, both deaf and hearing. Her memoir goes deep on deaf history. She lost her hearing as a kid, and then ultimately goes into how she began to embrace her own deaf identity. I visited her at her home outside Philadelphia for NPR's Weekend Edition.
This message comes from Capital One Commercial Bank. Your business requires commercial banking solutions that prioritize your long-term success. With Capital One, get a full suite of financial products and services tailored to meet your needs today and goals for tomorrow. Learn more at CapitalOne.com/commercial. Member FDIC.
This message comes from IXL. IXL is designed to help students strengthen core skills and build confidence before the new school year begins. The adaptive platform provides personalized learning for pre-K through 12th grade and is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the United States. 1 hour of tutoring can cost more than an entire month of IXL. Receive an exclusive 20% discount on an IXL membership at IXL.com/NPR. This message comes from Allianz Travel Insurance. Everything changes with the seasons, including your travel plans. From Japan's cherry blossoms in the spring to Quebec's winter carnival, there's so much you're excited to see. An All Trips annual plan lets you embrace it all. With 365 days of travel protection that's ready when you are, you can enjoy every season of travel with peace of mind that's evergreen. Learn more at AllianzTravelInsurance.com.
Author Sara Nović is obsessed with language. Its power, how it connects us, and also how it can isolate us. Her latest book, a memoir, is called Mother Tongue. In it, she chronicles losing her hearing at age 12, learning American Sign Language, and finding a deaf community.
I feel like I'm always evolving, changing, and I think that's part of life as a deaf person.
We're talking to Nović through an ASL translator. That's the voice you'll hear throughout our interview. Her story is one about motherhood, deaf history, and how being deaf has shaped who she is and how she parents.
I'm a parent. I'm a writer. I'm a deaf person.
Nović has short, gelled hair, boxy glasses, and when we talk, she's 8 months pregnant.
Much more calm.
At her house in the Philly suburbs, Nović brings us to a room filled with toys and musical instruments. Yeah. She says it's the best room in the house.
I mean, anytime people are here, this is the spot. We all sit and we meet around here.
Across from a wall of guitars is an upright piano. Nović takes a seat and begins to play. You could consider music as the fourth language Nović knows, in addition to ASL, English, and Croatian, the language of her grandparents. You just made that up?
I mean, yeah, just something.
She plays us a chord, and after she plays, she signs it.
F. See?
When she lost her hearing in middle school, music became a facade, a way to convince herself and others her deafness wasn't really happening. Now, music is mostly about a physical feeling.
Most things now for me is vibration related. I think there was always something that I felt more than I thought about.
She's come a long way from that teen in hiding. Her book, Mother Tongue, follows her navigating her deaf identity to disability rights activist, professor of deaf studies, and mother through pregnancy and adoption. That's her older son, who she calls K in the book, playing the piano.
There.
He is adopted from Thailand and is deaf. At his orphanage, he was mostly deprived of language. He learned ASL from Nović and her husband at age 4. He now wears hearing aids, and he loves loud noises.
He loves to speak. He loves to yell and shout.
Her younger son is biological and hearing. She calls him S.
Can I hear? Can I hear?
He grew up with ASL as his first language. Both boys now speak and sign. They love to laugh and play together, especially with Legos. Nović loves watching how each of her boys use and relate to language. They are far more comfortable in the in-between of ASL and English, of the hearing world and the deaf world, than she ever was.
They really teeter between worlds. They like it there. And that took a long time for me to also like it here.
This teetering inspired a question.
What is a primary language, and how do you get one? I mean, I think I've always been obsessed with that idea.
Which led to the title of the book, Mother Tongue. But even that raised more questions.
The sign for mother and the sign for tongue does not make sense as a phrase in ASL. How do you sign then that phrase, mother tongue?
She's landed on two signs, one for language, but the other, the descriptor, has a lot of options. The sign for priority or primary, or perhaps natural, first, or family. For most deaf people like Nović, ASL is not their first language. 90% of deaf children come from hearing homes. Only 8% of parents ever learn enough ASL to have a conversation with their kids.
There's a lot of baby things on the floor.
Nović brings producer Elena Tworek and I into her office.
Ta-da! This is like the only place in the house that is mine.
Here is where she can step into her identity as a writer.
So this little corner of this little room is very important to me.
To actually write the book, Nović signed much of her thoughts first, as if talking to herself, then sat down at her computer and translated it to the written English. Next to her desk, there's a shelf of foreign language versions of her two previous books.
I think the Spanish one might be the most badass, though.
Girl at War, about a 10-year-old surviving the war in former Yugoslavia.
Oh, Chica and Guerra.
Yeah, that's it.
And True Biz, her bestseller about a deaf boarding school. You've been a fiction writer, and you're writing not just nonfiction, but memoir. Did it feel like you had to wait to do that?
For a while, maybe I didn't think that I had anything to say about myself until I had the kids. And then I could go kind of back from that place and look back at myself.
She started by writing letters to each of them. She wanted her boys to understand her life as a deaf person and the landscape of being deaf in America.
So much of our deaf history is kind of scattered and it's in different places.
So Nović thought, what if I put it all in one place? A book. Part of that history can be found at a deaf boarding school a few miles from her house.
This is what we call Old PSD, the Old Pennsylvania School for the Deaf.
We walk with Nović through the sprawling green of the now closed campus. Most buildings are empty and in disrepair. This is kind of a place that represents what happened to deaf education in America.
Definitely. In a lot of places, a lot of different state schools for the deaf are being shut down.
Safe spaces for deaf people have a dark history. Ableist laws in the 1800s prohibited deaf people from being in public. Today, in addition to school closures, there's controversy around trying to heal deafness with things like cochlear implants. Nović connects this all to her own experiences, like on the assumptions people make when they meet her.
A lot of people, their first instinct is obviously not like, oh, you're a deaf person. Their first instinct is more like this rage. Like, why are you ignoring me?
Or on wearing hearing aids. When do you wear yours?
When I'm with hearing people. And then I get home and they're immediately taken off. Like your bra, after a long day, you take your bra off. It feels like that, times 10.
For her son, Kay, it's a different story.
He likes his hearing aids. He's in the bath sometimes. I'm still trying to wear them. I'm always trying to, rip them off of him.
This difference in the deaf experience, in the role of language in shaping her boy's childhood, has left Nović with more questions than answers. Just the night before, Kay had trouble sleeping. He was afraid of the dark, afraid of monsters. This did not square with what the orphanage in Thailand had told them years ago, that Kay was fearless.
They all said, oh, he's not scared of anything. He'll do whatever he wants. He's brave. He has no fears. And I'm telling you, this kid is a giant chicken. I always wonder, was he always scared of those things, but he couldn't express it? I don't know. Language is everything.
Language is everything. Sara Nović is the author of the new memoir, Mother Tongue.
This message comes from Angie. Tackling a home project, Angie can connect you with pros who do such a good job you might ask them to be your kid's godfather. Don't do that. Just trust them to get the job done. Find a pro for your projects at Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
This message comes from Schwab. Self-directed investing, trading, full-service wealth management, automated investing, financial planning, thematic investing, retirement planning. And to think that's just a small taste of what Schwab offers, because Schwab knows that when it comes to your finances, choice matters. No matter your goals, investing style, life stage, or experience, Schwab has everything you need all in one place, so you can invest your way. Visit schwab.com to learn more. This message comes from IXL, a learning platform for helping students maintain summer academic progress. A single subscription covers math, science, and reading for all children in a household. Receive 20% off at IXL.com/NPR.